that. That would
Okay,
be...
thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
So my question is, who's your favorite music artist and their favorite song, your favorite song from them?
The Beatles is my favorite, and probably Long and Winding Road. I like that song a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Joe. Why do you think Steve and Dustin bonded so well?
Steve and which character?
Dustin.
I think that the reason that they both bonded is because the brothers realized at that point in the story, neither of them had anything to do. And so they just took these two characters that were kind of cast out of their group and put them together. And that actually was the reason why they bonded so well, because they both kind of were rejected by the people that they were with. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. See you.
My question is, what do you want for Steve in season 5?
Man,
Well,
that's a
are
great
you
question.
technically allowed to even assume something about season
I
5?
can assume. I don't really know anything. I just hope he ends up happy, I guess. That's all I really hope for the character. Maybe that we meet his parents. I would love to know who his parents are, also. But I don't know if we'll have time. We'll see.
Yeah, actually. Bye.
Bye.
It's kind of like the brilliance of the show, but at the same time, like the secrecy that it has. Like, when you were auditioning, did you know, like, what character you were going to play, what kind of show it would be? How much of the secrecy goes on during shooting as well?
When they were creating the show at first, it was, not expected, obviously, to be this successful, so it got very lucky. But when I first was auditioning for the role, they also sent a digital book that included a bunch of references, and they wanted this digital kind of, it was almost like a PowerPoint to look like a paperback book. So when I opened it, it was very, very unique. And I remember getting a very good sense of what the show was going to be like. So for me, when I saw that, I was like, I think this is going to be amazing. I'm a fan of, E.T., Goonies, Stand By Me, all the things that they were referencing. So, but yeah, nobody really knew what would happen. So the rest is kind of just up to if people like it, and people ended up liking it.
Definitely. Yeah. Hi.
Hi, how did you feel about Dustin bonding with Eddie?
Say it one more time.
How did you feel about Dustin bonding with Eddie?
Stunk. Where's my time with that guy? No, it was great. They had a very good thing going on in that last season, especially in those final episodes. When we're working on this during the day, I'm really only there for the scenes that I'm in, so I don't see a lot of the show. So when it comes out, like you guys, I can really sit back and enjoy it and really watch this stuff. Like with Millie, we work together maybe once every year, and the rest of her stuff I end up just seeing when I'm sitting on the couch at my house. So yeah, it's very cool to watch everybody's work come to life on screen.
Awesome. Thanks for your
Next
question.
question. Bye.
Hi.
Hi.
My question is, which part of the Stranger Things was the most difficult to shoot?
There was a part in the last season when we were shooting and we were in the Upside Down, and it was me and it was Steve and Eddie and Nancy and Robin, and we're at Skull Rock, and I'm getting like a bandage wrapped around me, and there's an earthquake that happens, and it's a crazy sort of thing. But that was actually shot in a real forest at night in January, and it was very cold, and I had no shoes on, and I had no shirt on, and every 30 minutes when they would be ready to roll, I'd be sitting by my little heating lamp, just freezing. They say, "Okay, Joe, we're ready to go," and I'd go, "Okay," and I'd take my shoes off, I'd take my coat off, and I would just walk over to where we were supposed to start. And so that was pretty hard. That was like 3 in the morning or something. That's something that when you read it, you don't think about it, but then when you're actually shooting it, it's funny how those things happen. That was probably the most uncomfortable, but there were a lot of challenging things to shoot. Yeah.
Great question. Thanks.
Great question.
Hi, my question is which Stranger Things song is your favorite?
Which,
Which Stranger Things song is your favorite?
probably the first one that comes to mind is at the end of season 2, at the dance, Every Breath You Take. That sung by the Police. Probably that one.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Hi. My question is, what is your worst experience on the Stranger Things set?
My worst experience. Wow. You know, it's pretty amazing and good, to be honest. Maybe the kids, well, no, that's not even fair because the food is always pretty good. Sometimes maybe just working on a really long day, that can be hard. Or if they have to change things and you have to memorize things last minute, that can be very difficult. But the process of working with all the people is so great, you know? So I'm pretty lucky. I don't have a lot to complain about.
Thank you.
Like, do you have to travel a lot between like locations, or is it all shot in one place?
It's all shot in Atlanta, and yeah, I don't really have to travel to. I mean, in Atlanta, but last year they shot some in Lithuania for Russia, and then they shot in New Mexico for like the California stuff. But I didn't go to either of those places, so I was just stuck in Atlanta.
Thanks.
Which was fun.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. My question is, what's your favorite food?
I love this question. Thank you. Of all time? Okay. Probably like spaghetti, I would say. Like a spaghetti pomodoro. Like a very simple spaghetti pomodoro done very well. The best. Who can beat that?
What's yours?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's yours?
No? Spaghetti as well.
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You're the cool.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Good question.
Hi.
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 My name is Victoria. Lovely to meet you at first, and happy late birthday.
Oh, thank you.
My question is, what was the most difficult stunt you've done in season 4? Because there are a lot of stunts.
Probably all the underwater stuff was the most difficult, but very rewarding and a blast, honestly. There was a tank that was built that was probably up to that silver pipe, and it was, you know, I'm talking feet here, so we're obviously in Europe, but it was like 40 feet in a circle, and at the bottom of it, it was built like this, but this was probably about 2 feet lower, and the set was built on this. So imagine this whole thing is just filled with water, and there would be scuba divers down here so they could get the camera low enough, and this whole thing was covered in tentacles and whatnot, and you know. And so they had me take these lessons for holding my breath, all these free diving lessons, so I could stay under the water long enough and comfortably when we were doing the take. So, and that also involved when I would be down here, there would be a guy with a scuba mask, and he would hand it to me in between takes, you know. Okay, Joe, ready to go. Okay, let's go. You know, and then film, do a take, and then back on the thing. So that was challenging to like, there's this whole element of not being able to breathe, which is kind of weird. But it was amazing. And I felt so lucky to be able to do it. So yeah, I would love to do it again. That was very, very challenging, but man, cool experience.
Thank you. These were all my favorite scenes.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Hi. So my question is if you also think that Steve is kind of getting alone in season 4 because like everyone are lefting him, like Robin, Nancy, everyone.
Yeah. What's the deal with that? I don't know.
I don't know. I feel bad for Steve.
I feel bad for Steve. He needs. Yeah, I think. I like the character arc. He's had a very fun kind of. He's gone from. He's changed, you know, a lot.
Yeah.
And so I'm really. I don't know what's going to happen in this last season, but I hope they continue that, you know, that arc for him. So.
Yeah, me too. Because like he's my favorite character, and I don't know, he's just like so. He has sad things in the last few seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. You play Ice Cream Seller in season 3, and I wanted to ask what your favorite ice cream flavor was.
Fantastic. I love the food questions. I love food. I eat it every day. Probably, I'm working in Italy, and there's a combination of 2 gelatos that I think is fantastic. It's like a dark chocolate and a coconut, and it's fantastic. It's very good. I never used to like coconut anything, but it's insane.
Thank you. I love your character.
Oh, thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.